Yo. Hey guys, it's Pop and Jacques Slade here. Back with another unboxing, and today, well, we're gonna start with a little bit of controversy. So the shoe that you see here has been in the news quite a bit. So what I wanted to do was to do an unboxing of the shoe to give you guys a look at the shoe, give you a little bit of history, and also clear up some of the noise and some of the news that has been going around about this shoe and give you the facts as I know them, as they have been told to me. I've checked with multiple sources on these, and this is the information that I have to bring to you guys about this shoe, which is the Kobe 4 Draft Day Protro. There's a reason for it. There's a reason why it's the Protro. There's a lot of information. So with that being said, let's first get into the shoe and take a look at the shoe. So as most of you guys already know, the Protro line is Nike's re-release of the Kobe line with updated stats to make the shoe more appropriate for the basketball or the rigors of basketball in today's game. This is the Draft Day colorway, which to me feels like one of the best colorways of the Kobe 4. For fans of basketball, you will know that the Kobe 4 was the first Kobe basketball shoe that had the low cut. Kobe wanted a soccer-inspired shoe. I guess before I get to that, this is the box. It's just black with the Kobe logo right there, then Kobe's signature. Yeah, that's it. Nothing fancy about the box. But so this was the first low-cut Kobe basketball shoe, and the reason for that was because Kobe wanted a shoe that was more like a soccer boot. If you watch how soccer players play, their movements are very similar to a basketball player, where they cut, they run, they stop, they go left, they go right, they go forward, they're back. They have the very sort of same moves, and Kobe figured if they're not messing up their ankles, why should I have to have a shoe that has a higher mid-cut angle? And that's where we get the Kobe 4 and the beginning of the low-cut shoes that we saw for Kobe Bryant. So one of the first things that happened with this shoe was the introduction of Flywire, as you can see it here on the side panel. So this was one of the first times we really get to see that with the Kobe shoe. So that was brand new to us. It also has zoom in the heel, which was obviously a big deal. And then they didn't have zoom in the forefoot, which is part of the whole controversy, and I'll get into that in just a minute. But first, let's talk about this shoe. So for those that are big Kobe fans, or for those that aren't big Kobe fans, what you may not necessarily know is that when this shoe was first released, it actually had the wrong date here on the back of the shoe. As you see here, it says June 26, 1996. Now, June 26, 1996 is the actual day that Kobe was drafted. But the first time that this colorway of this shoe was released, it said June 11th, 1996. And that's funny for two different reasons. So for those that don't know, Kobe was obviously first drafted by the Charlotte Hornets, which is why we have this colorway. But Kobe was later traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Vlade Divac. Now, the actual draft day, the NBA draft, was June 26, 1996. 15 days later, on July 11th, Kobe was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. So, based on that information, what I'm going to assume happened is someone picked the July date of July 11th of him going to the Lakers and thought that was the date that they had on this shoe, but didn't realize that it was July as opposed to June, and that's where you got the pairs that originally sold with June 11th, 1996 instead of the actual date of June 26, 1996. So again, June 26th was when he was actually drafted by the Charlotte Hornets. On July 11th, he was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Vlade Divac. So he hit the Lakers on the 11th, Hornets on the 26th, June, July, but the wrong pair had June 11th. So I believe that's how that all came together. Just for a little bit of FYI information in case you're ever playing Yahtzee or Jeopardy or something like that. Now you know exactly why. But on to the bigger controversy. So this pair was actually released over All-Star, and when Nike originally talked about this shoe, they said that one of the big changes of the shoe was the addition of full-length zoom. Now, this pair does not have full-length zoom. They do have zoom in the heel, but they do not have it in the forefoot, and that has caused a little bit of a controversy. So when they first announced it, they said full-length zoom. However, they did go back and change it on February 6th. Now, the reason why that's such a big deal is because all of the sneaker blogs, myself included, when we get the information from Nike News, when Nike sends out the press release saying this information about a shoe and we find out all of that information, we push that information out into the internet on Twitter, on Instagram, and things like that. And so everybody gets the story that the Kobe 4 Protro is gonna have full length zoom. However, when Nike updated it, nobody went back to that story. And the reason for that is nobody usually goes back to that information. And instead of Nike notifying people like myself, Sneaker News, Complex, instead of letting us know that they had changed it and that it does not have full length zoom, instead they just changed it on the website, but it didn't go out to all of us. So we weren't able to communicate that information to the rest of the sneaker community. So the sneaker community went in and bought these shoes thinking that they still had full length zoom. Now, here is the update. So, because I see some people talking about, well, this is not a Protro anymore because it's not upgraded for today's standards. Here's the catch for all of that. This shoe originally had full length zoom and it had lunar foam in the toe. For this pair, instead of the lunar foam, what Nike has done, they've kept the zoom in the back, but they've gone with full length Cushlon, which is more responsive than lunar foam. And that is where the upgrade is happening for this shoe and turning it into the Protro, which puts the shoes to today's standard. So yes, to confirm, the shoe does not have full length zoom, even though that was what was originally communicated by Nike and by the rest of the sneaker community. However, on February 6th, and again, this is after me talking to the folks at Nike, they're telling me that on February 6th, they changed it to no longer say that full length zoom was in this shoe, which was before the shoe was actually released. However, the sneaker community was not notified of that change. So again, myself, Soul Collector, Sneaker News, Nice Kicks, we weren't notified that it was no longer full length zoom in the heel. Now I shouldn't say no longer, that there was not full length zoom, just zoom in the heel, but instead it was full length Cushlon instead of the original lunar foam. So we weren't notified of that. So we weren't able to communicate that message to the sneaker community. And big shout out to the homie Nightwing, because he's the one that brought this to the forefront and let everyone in the sneaker community know he is the ultimate wear tester. And I'm super happy that he was able to bring this to the light and really provide an opportunity to really get some clarification. So for those that are wondering, that's the story. Full length Cushlon is the upgrade that Nike Basketball is saying for the Protro, as opposed to the lunar foam that was originally in this shoe. So that's where you get the Protro name from. You also get the actual right draft day on the heel of the shoe instead of the 11. And you see that they added on the inside as well, on the insole, so you get it there as well. Overall, I like this colorway. I like the shoe. I doubt it's something that I'm actually going to play in. I'm definitely going to treat this as a lifestyle shoe. I won't be playing in these. I love my Jordan 29s, and so I'll probably play in those more than I play in anything else. But yeah, I just wanted to bring you guys some facts and really clear up the information that's been going on around about this shoe so that we all have really a clear understanding of exactly what's going on. If you guys have any questions, I'm able to get in contact with some folks over at Nike. So leave me if you have any questions down below in the comments if you want to find out more, or if you have something, if you feel like there was something that I didn't address. And my last thing about this is I think this is the ultimate troll colorway when it comes to sneakers. If I was the Charlotte Hornets, I would be upset that Nike put a colorway for one of the greatest basketball players of all time that we traded away for Vlade Divac, and Nike did a colorway inspired or dedicated to us, which is a little shady from my perspective. But you know, hey, it is what it is. That's what happens when you give away Kobe. I shouldn't say the giveaway. They did give Vlade Divac, and Vlade Divac is a prize in himself. With that being said, as always, guys, I am Jacques Slade. Make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe. And if you really like what you see here on this channel, why don't you go ahead and turn on those notifications. I'm Jacques Slade. Kobe 4 draft day. First low top basketball shoe for Kobe. Soccer inspired, draft day inspired, Charlotte Hornets inspired, zoom in the heel, full length Cushlon for the Protro. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Peace. I don't know why I did that. I just got some energy there. That was long. I feel like I was talking a lot.
You repeated yourself a lot.
Yeah.